Eric Trump was on the PDB podcast today, and he was asked to clarify some comments that Donald Trump had made about potentially pardoning Hunter Biden. And Donald Trump has floated the idea that he might pardon Hunter in a second term. Well, Eric Trump said that you have to pardon him. He thinks his dad will, that it would be for the betterment of the country, that you can't go after politicians' kids and their families, and that this is weaponized DOJ, it's lawfare, all of this, and pretty soon people aren't going to want to run for office, and you get mediocre candidates, and that's how we ended up with Kamala Harris. Well, none of that realistically is true. It's not the reason we have Kamala Harris. We have Kamala Harris because she was vice president, and Joe Biden decided to not seek another term. And at that point in the race, when Joe Biden decided he was not going to seek another term, the only logical choice was Kamala Harris. It had nothing to do with the fact that she has no children. Beyond that, it's not lawfare. It's not a weaponized DOJ. Because what? Joe Biden weaponized the DOJ against his own son? That's not what happened. No, what happened is this was a special counsel that was appointed by the DOJ under the Trump administration, and they were doing it to investigate Joe and Hunter Biden, trying to come up with any sort of dirt they could use in the election. That's what that was. So, yes, it was lawfare, but it was started under the Trump administration. And do I think Donald Trump would pardon Hunter? Not a chance. Should he be reelected, which I do not think would happen, I don't think Donald Trump would ever pardon Hunter Biden. Why? Because he talks all the time about going after his political rivals, about going after his political opponents and those that he thinks has wronged him. He wants to jail Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, the entire January 6th committee, the moderators for the ABC debate, all these people. He would not pardon Hunter Biden. It just wouldn't happen. It's just something he said offhand that Eric Trump is now trying to spin to make him sound better. There's no meaning behind it. Donald Trump doesn't think that way. He doesn't think about things for the betterment of the country or for the future or for other candidates. He only thinks about what benefits him. And if he said it, it's because in the moment he thought saying he might pardon Hunter Biden, he thought would help him in the election. That's it. That's the only reason he did it. He has no intention of following through with it. Just like he has no intention of following through with his plan or his suggested plan that he might pardon all of the January 6th insurrectionists. It's not going to happen because if he was going to pardon them, he would have pardoned them the last time. When he was president from January 6th, 2021 to January 20th, 2021 when Biden took over. He could have pardoned them then. He didn't. Donald Trump doesn't think about the good of anybody else or the good of the country. This is just something else that they're trying to throw out there to make it seem like they're reasonable. It's all smoke and mirrors, and there's no way I can believe that Donald Trump would ever pardon Hunter Biden. Just not going to happen.